I want to tell you about a beer can, an actual smashed, sun-faded beer can sitting on the side of a hiking trail in the mountains behind my house. I saw it and something inside of me just tightened. Who does that? Who hikes out into something this beautiful and just leaves their trash behind for everyone else to deal with? I was genuinely annoyed. I walked past it and then I stopped, turned around, picked it up and carried it all the way back to my house, which was not a short walk. And I want to tell you what happened right before I got home because it was a powerful lesson. Welcome to the Seasons of Joy podcast. I'm Jill Pack, and this is episode number 199, entitled The Beer Can and the Water Bottle. Today's episode is a short one, but I think it's an important one. It's about something I witnessed on a hike last week, and honestly about something I've been guilty of in my own relationships probably hundreds of times without even knowing it. It's about the thing we judge most harshly in others and where that judgment is actually coming from. So back to the beer can. It was a morning hike, the kind where the storm from the night before made everything look greener, and you remember why you love being alive. I had my day pack on and my disposable water bottle tucked into the front pocket, and I was in my own world. And then I saw it, right there on the trail, a smashed beer can, and I just grumbled. I had this whole internal dialogue going on in my head. How hard is it to pack out what you pack in? Do people just not care? What kind of person does this? I kept walking, but it nagged at me, so I turned around and I went back and I picked it up. A little self-righteously, I'll admit, and I held it in my hand the rest of the hike. I was almost home at the top of my street, and I reached to put something in my front pack pocket, and it was empty. My water bottle was gone. Somewhere on the trail, my water bottle had fallen out, and I had absolutely no idea where or when. I had been grumbling about somebody littering while I was littering. I just stood there for a second, and then I started laughing. So often, we judge others most strongly for the things we do ourselves, usually the things we do without even noticing. Believing that person with the beer can was conscious of their choice, while I was unconscious of mine. I had all these thoughts about them while I was quietly doing the exact same thing. I think about how often this shows up in conflict. We get so activated or charged by what someone else is doing or saying, their tone, their avoidance, their criticism, and we're completely blind to the fact that we're doing a version of the same thing. Your partner shuts down, or you believe your friend is emotionally unavailable. But when was the last time you stayed in a hard conversation without walking away or going silent yourself? Your grown child keeps you at arm's length, and you grieve it out loud to anyone who will listen. But have you ever considered how available you actually are, not just physically, but emotionally, when things get uncomfortable? Now, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying it because I know how easy it is to miss. I carried that water bottle on my body for miles without knowing it was gone. Our blind spots work the same way. We don't know we have them until we get to the moment on the trail. So what do we actually do with this? Well, awareness is key. One of the most powerful places to apply awareness is right in the middle of our own judgment. When you notice yourself really activated by something someone else is doing, really bothered, really frustrated or angry, really ready to grumble, that's actually a signal worth getting curious about. The question isn't, why are they like this? The question is, where am I doing a version of this too? It isn't about excusing behavior. It's being honest about our own, because the judgment that stings the most, the one that we can't seem to let go of, is almost always pointing at something in us. It doesn't have to be identical. My water bottle and their beer can were both the same category, leaving something on the trail. But the circumstances were completely different. What you're looking for isn't an exact carbon copy. You're looking for the echo. Where is the echo of this in me? And then there's a second practice I once heard, and I will never forget it. It's just this simple statement. They are human, just like me. Say it about the person who dropped the beer can. Say it about your family member who keeps letting you down. Say it about the one who hurt you. They are a human being just like me. They make unconscious mistakes just like me. They probably don't see their own blind spots just like me. Something changes when you can do that. The irritation loses a little air. Not because what they did was okay, but because you've placed yourself in the same category as them. Human, fallible, trying, and occasionally leaving something behind on the trail without even realizing it. There's a reason Jesus talked about moats and beams. He wasn't just sharing a story. He was pointing at something deeply human, the way we magnify what we see in others and we minimize what lives in us. And I love that he didn't say, ignore the mote in their eye. He said, deal with the beam in yours first. Then you'll see clearly. Seeing clearly is the work of honest self-awareness, and it doesn't just make us humbler, it makes us more useful, more genuinely helpful to the people we love. We stop swinging our beams around and actually see what's in front of us. I think grace operates the same way. When I'm being hard on myself, I tend to be hard on everyone else. When I'm extending myself some grace, not excusing myself, but genuinely receiving the compassion that's being offered, I find it so much easier to extend the same grace outward. The peace that passes understanding. I believe part of that peace is the freedom from having to be right about who's worse. I went back for the water bottle, by the way. I didn't find it. Someone else probably did what I did and picked it up, which felt like its own kind of grace. So next time someone's behavior really gets under your skin, before you go very far down that road of judgment, just pause and ask yourself, where is the echo of this in me? Not to shame yourself, not to let them off the hook, just to see clearly, because clear-eyed, grace-filled awareness is where real connection starts. That's it for today. I hope it helps you see a little bit more clearly. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love it if you shared it with someone. And if you're ready to do the deeper work of moving from conflict to connection in your relationships, come find me at seasons-coaching.com, and I would love to work with you.